The two things we're always working on, skills and our subconscious stories. One, our skills is the offense of change, right? The skills we work to develop. Think of this as the actions you take. For example, if you're trying to change your health, then the offense would be the actual workouts and the eating that you undertake. But anyone that has ever tried to change their eating or workout habits recognize that the skills of what actions to take are rarely the ones that inhibit us from taking them, right? Usually you know what to do in the gym or how you should be eating. So therefore, the second and much more important component is the quote unquote defense, the subconscious stories that we have that are holding us back. You see, if you're trying to be proactive in your actions, then you have to also be proactive in understanding your defense mechanisms against changing. And again, that's the defense of change, the subconscious blocks that are often standing in your way. This is why you can know what to eat, even go food shopping for the foods to eat, even meal prep, have the best workout plan in the world. But if you get bored from your workouts or if you hate the foods you're eating, then you're not going to stick with it for very long. The key is to recognize that safety is your brain's number one goal. But safety to your brain isn't about what's most safe, but instead it's about what is most known to you. This is why people will stay in abusive relationships, or this is why people won't change habits that are literally killing them, because to them that change, even if they logically know is healthier, does not feel safe. It becomes too much. So change either means going into the unknown and not knowing how they'll handle it when they're bored or tired, or they feel like they won't be quote unquote happy if they do this thing, right? If they stop smoking, if they eat healthier, if they work out, they're just not going to be as happy. So why would I do this? So to them, not being safe looks and sounds like logical reasons, right? Like, I'm not going to be happy. That's logical, right? It sounds logical, but the thing is, that's a story. It often doesn't sound like I'm scared of this. That's not the reason why people don't change. It's typically a logical reason, but if you go down, it's, I'm not sure I can handle this. I'm not sure. It's that doubt, those hesitations, right? Those are fears just as real as I'm scared. It's the fear that I'm not sure I can deal with this. Maybe it's the dealing with the boredom, or maybe it's dealing with the unknown. So to them, going back to what is known and feels good is safe. So the key is to recognize what those subconscious blocks are, those subconscious stories standing in your way. And if you can change the stories of those things, if you can learn to quote unquote play while becoming healthier and enjoying healthier food instead of thinking of suffering, then you'll be able to implement those things on a more consistent basis. And yeah, you might slip, but so what? Like, you're not here to be perfect. The key is, are you moving in the direction you want to be? Are you living by the values you want to live by? So with any successful change, you're constantly doing both. You're working on the skills towards the ends you want, and you're working on the defensive mechanisms of the subconscious blocks that are currently standing in your way. Here's a quick example. When people come to coaching, they often quote unquote know what's wrong. They quote unquote need more willpower, or to stop caring about what other people think, or they've learned to simply deal with the issue that they think they can't change, and instead want to find a way to take steps in a different direction. Because they quote unquote know that if they focused on the skills and tools of doing the thing, then they'll make the change. For example, someone might say, how do I get more willpower? And they'll be like, I just need more accountability. I need someone to remind me. And with the name No BS Change, they might think that I'll be down their throat holding them accountable. That's not the way to do it. The truth is, the skills are something all change requires. Yes, absolutely. But the real power is in removing the bullshit that's standing in your way. That's why the name is No BS Change, because it's removing the bullshit. If you got rid of the subconscious bullshit that's holding you back, it becomes easier to just do the thing. Sometimes people do need more fight, more willpower, to be sure, absolutely. But sometimes they just need to get their foot off the damn brake. So yeah, it's like driving a car. You need gas and you need horsepower, absolutely. But if the whole time your foot is on the brake and you're trying to go faster, the key isn't to push harder on the gas. The key is to remove your foot off the brake, to remove the bullshit holding you back. By helping you remove the bullshit, we take your foot off the brake. And then yes, you will still need gas. You will still need to use the accelerator. But by removing your foot off the brake, you move and it's easier. And here's the thing. You'll always need that brake, or at least know how to use it, right? Like if you're on the highway and there's no cars on the road, you might not need the brake for hours on end. But sometimes you will need that brake. You will need those blocks, right? Sometimes they help you. They help keep you alive, literally. And the key is to know when to use the brakes and when it's holding you back. So this program is all about learning to recognize the subconscious bullshit that's holding you back, putting the brakes on your progress, on trusting yourself, on the self-confidence that you can handle what life throws at you, and the skills and tools that you need to do the thing that you want to work on. But the key is to recognize that yes, skills are important, but often our subconscious stories are acting like the brakes that are holding us back the most. This week and the next few weeks are all about the skills to change those stories. And the first step is to understand what your outer stories are and to get to your inner stories. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to let me know.